I think I'm going to talk about the new, I guess, bombshell in the motorcycle market. Honda, it's been a while now, but Honda released information that they're doing a street legal 450 dual sport. So anyway, Honda, you know, a couple weeks ago dropped the bombshell in the market, basically, that they are the first ones out of the Japanese Big Four to finally release a 450 dual sport. You know, what everybody's always wanted, you know, 450, fuel injection, 6-speed, lightweight. You know, that's what everybody has asked for so long. And I mean, like, in all honesty, like, I think if the DRZ would, you know, would update to a 450 and fuel injection and a 6-speed, they could sell them for another 20 years, you know. But there's been a lot of stuff going around. You know, people are already just shooting it down so bad, and it's like, I don't understand it. Like, it's all new information right now. There's rumors going around that it's only got 25 horsepower. I'm not going to say that's not true, but I just find it very, very hard to believe. The DRZ is carbureted, meets emissions, and has 32, 34 horsepower stock. I don't know. I can't think of... I think that's to the wheel. I think it's got like 32 horse to the wheel. So for a 450 that's fuel injection, it's going to be more efficient right there. And to have an evap canister, 25 horsepower just sounds stupid. And if that is true, my guess is it's just got a throttle stop like an RMZ 450X or an RMX 450Z. It's got a throttle stop, so it doesn't allow it to go full power, basically. But 25 horsepower is just nuts to me. And like I said, if that's true, that's true. Then it's not going to sell very well, because there's obviously bikes out there that make way more power. I mean, you're better off just to buy a WR250, you know, if it only makes that kind of power. People are talking about how it's heavy. It's a heavy, heavy bike. It weighs 289 pounds wet, and I'm hearing people compare it to a KTM 500. I mean, that's the bike in its class, you know, basically. That's its competitor. It's its only competitor. You can't count the DRZ 400. It's in a totally different realm. Okay? The KTM is rated at, I want to say 250 pounds. 240, 250. Okay? Why don't you go check out Revzilla's article? That is dry weight, people. That is not counting fuel, a battery. It's not counting a lot of things. They took a brand new, Revzilla took a brand new KTM 500 and put it on a scale, and it weighed 275 ready to go. So that's only, you know, 14 pounds more for the Honda. That's not that big of a difference. You know, and you can shed some weight pretty easily. Now, okay, you can shed some weight pretty easily on the KTM, but I don't think as much, because the KTM doesn't quite have as much street legality stuff that the Honda does. The Honda's got the clutch switch, the kickstand switch. The KTM doesn't have any of that kind of stuff. And then another one, you know, you're hearing a lot of people talk about, they're saying $10,000 for a 450 dirt bike is stupid. Okay. I'm not going to say that that's not ridiculous. I think 10 grand is ridiculous, because this only cost me $8,500 out the fucking door. So, trust me, 10 grand for a dirt bike's a lot. But the DRZ is $7,300 MSRP. By the time you figure out the door, you're going to $300 more on top of that. So you're looking at $7,500 for a brand new DRZ. Okay? Very outdated tech, steel components, low on power, only a 5-speed. To really compare it, look at a WR450. A WR450 is $9,000. The little bit of things that Honda did to make it street legal, I don't think $10,000 is ridiculous when you stop and think about it. Like, it's got the same suspension on it as the CRF450X. It doesn't have like budget suspension on it. I think it's gonna have good combination suspension for riding on road and being able to go off road and get a little more aggressive, hitting jumps maybe and things like that. So people complaining about the $10,000 price tag, I don't think it's that unreasonable. I think it is expensive. Like $9,000, I think it would be a real easy sell. It would put the DRZ out of business basically, because $1,500 more and you're going to get way more of a bike. But you know, $10,000 is going to shed a lot of people away. You know, that's where a lot of people compare it to the 500. The KTM 500 is only $1,000 more, give or take, depending on what the final price is going to be. It's all up in the air right now. Nobody really knows. Nobody knows what power is. Nobody knows what real specs are until Honda officially puts it on their website for sale. That's another thing that's been really bugging me about this Honda too, is everybody's saying the maintenance is ridiculous. It's only got 25 horsepower and you're going to have to adjust the valves every third oil change. All this speculation is coming from third-party sources. Honda has not released any information on their website that I personally have seen that says how much power the bike makes and what the maintenance is going to be like. The only thing they've listed is general specs. They've listed weight, dimensions, you know, things like that. Stats about the engine, but no power stats. There's a couple people on YouTube, I'm not gonna mention names, that keep linking this third-party website that claims to know everything, and it's like they're just spreading bad rumors. And like I said, if the bike only ends up with 25 horsepower, it only ends up with 25 horsepower. But don't believe it until it comes from Honda's mouth, because if it doesn't come from Honda's mouth, how do you know it to be true? Nobody's got one of these in their hands right now. Like, nobody's got one. So nobody's actually like dyno tested it to prove that it's only got 25 horsepower. So I really think you need to wait until Honda officially releases their specs before you make up a stupid assumption, you know, like, just wait. Don't knock it and shoot it down before it even has a chance, because this could change the market. Like, if this bike has 45 horsepower, which would be nice, I'm not gonna say it's gonna have that much straight from the factory. I think you're gonna have to uncork it a little bit, but you know, 45 horsepower, let's say 40, it beats everything on the market, you know, for Japanese bikes. Now, it's not going to beat the KTM and the Husqvarna, but those are totally different bikes. Like, I'm not even going to like look at them the same. Those are more off-road than they are on-road and off-road. But I'm really thinking that this is going to kick the market in the ass and get Yamaha at least. I don't really think Suzuki's going to change the DRZ. I really don't. Like, they went through bankruptcy, and now they came back with the GSX-R 1000. They spent a lot of money on that bike, developing it. You know, they're in the hole with that bike, so they need sales on that bike. So I really think Yamaha is going to counter with maybe a street legal WR, but I'm very skeptical. Like, I think it would be easy to street legal it. I mean, they just got to change a few things, add a few things, and bam, it's street legal. But I'm still very skeptical that Yamaha is going to do that, so I'm not going to hold my breath. And I'm very intrigued by this Honda. Like, I'm not a Honda person, but I respect Honda's reliability, because they're known for reliability. So I don't believe that the valve specs are going to be that frequent for a street legal bike, you know. So I mean, only time will tell. And if the spec sheet comes out on this bike straight from Honda's mouth, and it says it's got, you know, 25 horsepower, then it's got 25 horsepower, and it's it's going to be a shame. But if it comes out and they say it's got, you know, really good power and good specs, and they're going to have that $10,000 price point, you guys might end up seeing one in my garage. I don't know. It depends what happens with the market. But I just really wish people would quit acting like what everybody else is saying is true. Because I mean, it said nobody's got one of these in their hands to really test it. So it's just all my opinion. I don't believe it's only going to have 25 horsepower. If it does, then, you know, chew me out in the comments all you want. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and think that it's only got 25 horsepower, because I just can't believe that. So that's my thoughts. That's my inputs. I really dig it. It's a good looking bike. It's got, as far as specs so far, it's got everything that everybody has wanted in the dual sport world, except the price point. But I'm not going to complain about the price point too much right now. We'll see what final specs are before we start complaining about price. So I just wanted to shoot my opinion out there. I don't, you know, I'm sure people don't really care about my opinion. I don't really care if you respect my opinion. It's my opinion. But that's just my thoughts on it, guys. Said if the spec sheet looks good, I'm definitely going to be checking one out whenever they come to dealerships. And, you know, we'll see what happens in the future. But that's all I got. Don't want to dwell on it. So, peace out.